Good evening. Welcome to Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, formerly Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. Hope everyone is having a beautiful, safe, always check your blind spots, kids. Hope everyone's having a beautiful, safe, amazing, absolutely incredible, wonderful, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious weekend, and that your Sunday is just as tranquil and peaceful as it should be, because we're all getting ready and doing our thing to start a new work week, a new week at whatever we're doing and whatever we're getting ready to do. I just dropped off my special treasure, our special treasure at Gemma. Always great to see you here on a Sunday. For us, it's 5:20 p.m. For you, it's around midnight or a little bit after. So it's always great to see you. Thank you for being here as often as you can. And again, I can't say it enough. Thank you for everything you do for autism, gay rights, and a bunch of different rights that everybody should naturally have, and we shouldn't have to fight for. But thank you for doing what you do and your part. Love you too. Right back at you, Gemma. And yeah, so I just dropped off our special treasure, SNM. And earlier today, SNM was gracious enough to let Daddy film some videos of me singing Johnny Cash. I filmed "Hurt," which I'm probably going to redo, which is actually a Nine Inch Nails cover. And I also filmed one of my favorite songs, which I sing to SNM all the time and makes me think absolutely of SNM, is "Rose of My Heart." You are the rose of my heart. You are the love of my life. For sure, there will be. You do as much as. Well, thank you. I think you're saying the sun's in my eye and there's somebody behind me, but I think you're saying that I do as much as you do, or something to that effect. Well, thank you. I think we can all do a big part in just being comfortable with ourselves, being proud of who we are, realizing that we all have things that we need to change and make better in ourselves, and being self-confident and just being who we are, and not being full of ourselves. You couldn't help it even if you were feeling shameful of it. Change the color of your skin. My brain is wired a certain way, and it ain't gonna change. I can control it to a certain degree. I can be very careful in many ways, but my brain is wired that way, and it ain't gonna change. So yeah, "Rose of My Heart." That's one of my favorite songs. And Aaron Cohen, who used to be a really good bud, a really best bud on YouTube of ours. We went, back in the summer of 2018. We went down to see him where he lived in New Jersey when we were down there to see our family. Snum loves her Aunt Maggie. If you're watching, we love you, we miss you, and we're always thinking about you, Aunt Maggie. But, yeah, so I've lost my train of thought. Believe it or not, it's crazy. Not crazy at all. But yeah, the song "Rose of My Heart." He actually suggested, because back when I was going live, basically every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I would do requests. I would take requests, which I'm still open to. It's just I realized that my repertoire is not as large as some of the requests I'm getting, and I would always like to expand my musical horizons. My musical repertoire kind of only goes as far as 90s rock and roll, 1950s rock and roll, and a little bit of the stuff that's in between, and blues, like old-fashioned blues, like Huddy Leadbelly and stuff like that. Huddy Ledbetter. I have a blinker. I have four ways on, and I don't know how long have those four ways been on. Is that recent? Because I just being live, I didn't even notice them. I just noticed that they're on now. I feel like they've been on that whole time. So, for anyone that has ADD, I apologize sincerely for that. But or anyone that just may or may not have annoyed. But yeah, so he suggested when I was taking requests that I play that song, and he said it sounded good for my register, the register of my voice, and I think I'm a baritone. I don't know what type of baritone I am, but I know I'm a baritone actually. I just fell in love with that song, and it just reminds me of S&M so much. Just the lyrics, and she actually almost jumped in the video today, and she knows that she shouldn't, she's not allowed to be in the film, in the videos, on screen, and she's extremely respectful and careful about that. I told her, I'm singing this for you, and she stayed around to watch me play it and sing it, and she knows her daddy loves her with all her heart, and she knows, I expressed that to her in a myriad of ways, and she absolutely knows she's my special treasure, and that I'm working on different things to be able to see her more. The school year, unfortunately, we're stuck, only seeing each other 2 weekends out of 3, so we definitely make the most of that, right, Gemma? But yeah, so she knows that I'm working on that, and that it's not that I don't want to be around her. She has to go to school, and it's the way things have been organized for now, but I'm working on it. Um, so yeah, so I have to be honest, Gemma, in all full transparency, I didn't get the chance to see your video that you suggested about autism and kids going back to school, but I've been super busy, and what I'm going to say is this: I met a woman, and we're getting to know each other, and we're taking it. We're being extremely careful, not only with our hearts, but with our children. And she knows I'm on YouTube, and she knows about a lot of different things that I do, basically about my whole life. But we're being super careful. We don't want to put our kids in a situation where we get together, we're together for a little while, and then suddenly leaves, like how Mariska kind of hurt. Mariska, S&M got hurt by Mariska leaving. Mariska never hurt S&M, but S&M kind of got, it hurts emotionally when someone you love, a mother figure or a good friend like S&M was to, like Mariska was to S&M, that hurts. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is I've been super, super busy, with YouTube and work, and getting to know this woman in a very, we're doing things the right way and how things should absolutely be done, and that there's no, I don't know what's going on, but I am in a traffic jam that's pretty tight all of a sudden here on the highway, but yeah, as you can see, actually, I try to be careful with showing the different highways where I am. I want to respect S&M's mom's privacy and S&M's privacy. So I'm right in the middle. I'm right in front of a highway sign that I don't want to show, that I don't want to showcase. But when I get past this highway sign, I'm going to show you guys where I'm at. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a whole huge line of traffic right in front of me. It's stop and go for now. We'll see where it leads. But yeah, and thank you for that, Gemma. Uh, we have to be careful, right? And we've made a pact with each other where if her kids are having COVID symptoms, or if I'm having COVID symptoms, we're not going to see each other for that period of time, and we're both being extremely careful as you possibly can. And especially with regards to S&M, we need to catch up on Facebook, bro. I hear you, Gemma. I hear you, YouTube sister. I'm all for it. Whenever you're ready, just hit me up. With everything that's been going on, it's been super hard. Like yesterday, I had some time to reach out to some people I hadn't spoken to or talked to, because S&M's taking a bath. So, I'm still watching her, but I'm taking a couple of minutes to just say hi to this, that, or other person, or when when S&M's asleep, I get a couple hours to myself before I hit the hay. And yeah, but I'll call you after you're done. I don't know that I can do that, Gemma. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But I want to take tonight to just relax and just get ready, mentally ready for the following week. But we'll definitely find some time where we can chit chat. I'd be happy to do that. I think you're a kindred spirit. Thank you for that, Gemma. I really appreciate your understanding there. I've been telling myself all day because I think I wanted to maybe see my girlfriend, or this person I'm getting to know right now, and I think I'm gonna put it off till sometime during the week because of the fact that all day I've been I've been super busy. Like last week, I did a huge amount of things. Yesterday, I edited a video at the same time as watching Esenam, which is an amazing video. I'd love for you to check it out and leave a comment if you can, Gemma. I think you're gonna love that. There's an amazing fight scene that's very cinematic. I'm trying to bring a lot more cinematic elements into my videos, our videos. Let's see. What is she saying? What is Gemma saying? I'm so sorry. Just happy we got to speak. Yeah, me too. Uh, Absolutely, Gemma. It's always great to have you here, and it's always an honor and a privilege. So we are honored whenever you can make it, and whenever you can find the time to make it. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love Mariska as a human being. It's just I think Gemma, you have an idea of the stuff that happened, and the things that went down, and it's just, it's not going to happen. She's not going to come back here. I'm just going to put it flat out. She's not going to come back here. It's not going to happen. I love her as a human being. I wish her nothing but the best, and that's what I'm comfortable saying. I don't believe in airing dirty laundry, and I know nobody's asking me to do that, but I don't believe in throwing somebody under the bus or airing dirty laundry, especially on YouTube. As you know, my YouTube channel, our YouTube channel at Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, it's always been about the content and the artistic, the creative side of it, and just sharing some beautiful moments with you guys. And I love that. And I've been saying, Esnam and Esnam actually is jumping behind the camera more often than you'd think. And this weekend she had the chance and took the opportunity to jump behind the camera and film me. Well, thank you, Gemma. You are too, YouTube sister. But yeah, so in a nutshell, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm in a situation with the traffic right now where the 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 left two lanes are completely free flowing, but I always have this fear that if I get into those lanes, I'm gonna end up having to cut back in to this lane that I'm in now, and I hate people that do that because I took the time. Well, I hate it when people do that, I should say. I took the time to stay in this lane and make sure I don't get into an accident. I don't put anybody in danger. I don't have to cut through. Show some respect and take the time you need to take to do what you got to do. Well, thank you. Wow, thank you. I'm honored and privileged. Seriously, if I can inspire in any way, shape, or form, I don't purport to be able to, but if I can, then I'm honored and privileged. Sincerely, thank you. But yeah, so yeah, a lot going through my head, but I want to check out that video of kids going back to school, kids that have autism. I'm just gonna crack the window a little bit because the sun is beating down like crazy, and I need some fresh air. Yeah, I think I'm smart. I'm doing the smart thing by staying in this particular lane. To me, we have chatted. How you and Esna mean to me? I believe so. I can't. I don't remember chatting with you on Facebook or anything like that. I don't think we ever did that, but we have. I think I've read some extremely beautiful comments from you on our channel, and that really means the world to us. Yeah, absolutely. We've chatted about that, and it's we've been really lucky, and I'm thankful. I mean, we've had some people putting some weird stuff. Like I remember way back when I started, people put up, "I want to smell you," just fucking weird. Excuse my language, excuse my French. Oh, oui, oui, excuse my French. But I had people putting that up, and then like every once in a while, you get goofballs putting up like porn sites. Like a big thumbs up, and they say big like, and then they put underneath, go see bigboobies.com or some crazy stuff like that. So obviously, delete, block, report on those kind of comments, definitely. But by and large, 99.99999% of you, including you, Gemma, have been absolutely amazing and incredible. And I'm overjoyed and thankful to have subscribers like you around because it was scary at first when I started YouTube. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're doing absolutely everything you can. Just the rays of sunlight, the angelic, heavenly, beautiful rays of sunlight, just made me feel like doing that. Just made me feel like doing that. But yeah, so by and large, I'm extremely elated and honored to have people like you because you're worried about your daughter first and foremost, and you want to do everything you can to keep her safe. Uh, you know, I have spent 3 to 4 extra hours editing a video just to blur out stuff that needed to be blurred, and it's hard to blur when you're not, you haven't fully mastered YouTube. Like if you're using your own software to blur, that takes a lot of work. So I've taken extra time and extra precautions with SNM, and I've never seen a case where a kid got kidnapped or anything like that. Or it's more the parents who were abusive in the way they ran their channel, vis-a-vis their kids. With regards to their kids. But I was always super careful, and I have great moderators. I think you're a moderator too, Gemma. Yeah. So I've had great moderators on this channel too, who, like, I had a couple people say that, talk about racism and stuff like that. Say that, my kid, that we should be harmed in some way, shape, or form because my kid is, I'm a race traitor, is what some people were calling me, which is absolutely ridiculous. We're all one race, and that's the human race, no matter what the color of our skin is. Um, but yeah, so our moderators, even before I saw the comment, our moderators, you, Aaron, Mike Molloy, back when he used to come to the channel a lot, used to just hit them, just knock them down right away, and get them off our channel. And Esnam, and thankfully Esnam never heard that, saw that, or was privy to that, even when we were live, because I have a poker face when I need to, and I have an extremely large amount of self control, and I'm capable of just continuing the stream, business as usual, in spite of what is being said, and keeping it low key, for Esnam and for her sake. So yeah, at any rate, all suffice it to say that, thank you for being here this whole time. Thank you for not giving up on us. And we've gone through some growing pains. Our channel was basically stopped at a certain amount of views, and dropping. Excuse me, YouTube burp. Dropping, the subscriber count was dropping like flies, because again, the sub for sub community, and I have a lot of ideas, video ideas about that. I see the LOL, about the daddy burp. Um, yeah, so I don't want to attack the sub for sub community, because again, I'm not here to judge, but I want to make a video and make it very clear that this channel is not about sub for sub, and we're not down with that, and we're not going to do it. And I would rather somebody not waste their time than subscribe to me, and 6 months later not watch our videos and then be knocked off by YouTube anyway. Obviously, I'm not going to tell somebody don't subscribe to our channel, but it all depends on what your will is, or what your intentions are. Uh, don't listen to the haters. What do you tell me? Exactly. Don't listen to the haters. That's right. That's right. So, but still, I think I just want to make it. I just want to make one clear video, that hopefully gets attention. Just saying, sub for sub doesn't work. Let's not do it. If you're here, subscribe because you like our content, and maybe get down to just facts, like straight up facts. I mean, people who were doing that, and I went shoulder to shoulder, buddied up with some of those people, and I met some really amazing people. I think I met you through Mariska, actually, Gemma. But I met some really great people in the sub for sub community, but it's not worth doing at all, and it will hurt your channel. So, but anyway, I don't want to make that the focus of this particular live stream. That's just a side note, as I tend to get sidetracked. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, Gemma, is what are you up to now? Are you out and about? Are you hanging in there with COVID? Yeah, I know you were having a lot of anxiety as it's related to COVID and just the shutdown and stuff like that. One thing I don't like to say is that we're not shut down because of government decisions that they're taking because of COVID, and a lot of those decisions are amazing and great. Some of those decisions I believe are not so good, and I won't get into details here, but uh, that's how I feel. I believe in wearing masks and stuff like that. But it's but how are you? How are you? What are you up to during this time? And you can't expect the government to make 100% good decisions in something that's so new when you're in such uncharted waters. Uh, okay, I'm going slower so I can actually read your comment. No, I'm home. My anxiety is still. I guess I'm not allowed yet to visit family. The government changed here. Does that mean that there's a change in government? There's been a change in. I have not followed politics, especially world politics, in the longest time. I've been kind of focusing on the states and in Canada. So you feel trapped. I totally understand that. Well, if this can be, usually on Sunday we go live for about a half hour to 45 minutes. So if this can be any kind of outlet for you, my good friend, my sister, please, by all means, I hope that is at least 30 to 45-minute break in that monotony. And, we can feel trapped. I mean, people, I look at Casey Neistat, and he's making amazing vlogs right now, which if you want a calming, just relaxing vlog, I highly recommend you check out Casey Neistat's most recent series that he's been making because they're on lockdown in California and they're being super careful. But he just found a really great musician, Mick Mac is his name, and he's on, I think, Spotify or Bandcamp. On Bandcamp, you could download an album for $1 if you really wanted to. Depending on your financial situation, obviously you want to give more to the artist if you're able, but some incredibly calming music. And if you're lucky enough to have the money that Casey Neistat does, and to be able to live in a big house in California, with Venice Beach not too far away and stuff like that, then you're not doing too bad. Or if you're like the governor of New Jersey, where you don't even have to leave your house, you have fields to walk in and natural lakes and a huge property, a huge mansion-like property to live in. You don't have to worry. But people like you and I who have a city dwelling, I believe you have a city dwelling or something like that. I'm not sure how you're set up, but we're set up in an apartment, and that's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be really careful about when you go out, especially in the city. I think there's close to 3 million people in Montreal now, and it's not easy, especially with your child. You want to make sure your child's okay. Let me take a deep breath here. Make sure I'm breathing and not just talking. What did you just say? Yes, I have an apartment. Okay, yeah, so ground floor. Okay, ground floor is not too bad, but if you're on the upper floors, like when we were on the ninth floor, that was amazing because you could when you're on the ninth floor, you're away from all the noise of the city, so you don't have like the noise of cars driving by and stuff like that. But adversely, when you're on the ground floor, you have easier access to things. And don't get me wrong, you could still hear cars beeping at each other, the sirens from various emergency services. But on the ninth floor, it's a little bit more peaceful, especially in the middle of the night. Um, and yeah, but on the ground floor, it has its advantages. You can see things going on outside. You can see the activities. I assume, unless you're on the bottom, like in the half basement. But yeah, so that's one thing. This weekend, Esnam, I can't. I have the sun literally in my eyes, as you can see. I'm super overexposed because of that, and I hate going over having my Asperger's syndrome. I want like the perfect drive and to avoid as many potholes as I can. It's kind of frustrating to hit a pothole like I just hit. But it is what it is. And as you get older, you learn how to handle that kind of frustration like an absolute boss. But yeah, so Esanam and I, we filmed a little bit more serious content. It's still joking, but she jumped behind the camera, and I am gonna get another tattoo. I don't know if I'm gonna get it in the next coming months or if I'm gonna wait till springtime. But I'm gonna get a full T-Rex skeleton, and on the outer forearm here, on the opposite side of the skull. And I'm also gonna, when I get the money for it, I'm gonna go full Galaxy, like a sleeve, to fill out my left arm. Um, and I'm gonna vlog those activities absolutely. Also, I had to get the unicorn tattoo touched up again because everything was looking good in the unicorn's mane, the unicorn's fur and stuff like that. But in the past 2 to 3 weeks, ever since I got the first touch up, I noticed that my skin is absorbing a lot of that gray ink, like the bluish gray ink, which is a beautiful tint. Like the guy who did it, his name is Bobby. He chose absolutely amazing colors for the unicorn. Just when I was a little bit worried about how he was going to do it, I thought he wanted to go all white with it, which I would not have agreed with at all. But we talked about it, and in the end, I love the choice of color for the mane. I love the choice of color for the horn and the skin. It's just that now it feels like my skin is absorbing the ink faster than it normally would. Like I don't go outside in the sun. I don't do stuff like that. So I haven't been, and I always put lotion on it and stuff like that. So, but now I notice that some of the areas of the gray in the unicorn is turning blue. So, sweet Louisa from Memphis, Tennessee. Great to see you, sister. So yeah, some of the areas in the unicorn fur are turning blue. Uh, what a way to start a live stream, huh? But what a way to welcome Luisa into the live stream by talking about my tattoo touch-ups. I don't know what's going on or why. Take a look at this, guys. I don't know what this is all about, but there's people like filming, it looks like, on the side of the road. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what they're doing, but it looks like they're having a photo shoot. I can see one of those big lights. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so that's one of the other things I'm going to have to be doing. Sweet Louisa, I don't know if you were here for that, but I was saying that I plan on getting a full T-Rex skeleton right over here on the outer forearm, and I plan on, when I get the money for it, if I get the money for it, going full Galaxy sleeve on the left arm. But also in the coming weeks, I'm going to have to get another touch up on the unicorn tattoo because for some reason the color choice, or I don't know if it's my skin, I don't know if it's the way he put the ink into the skin. Maybe it wasn't fully saturated like I honestly thought it was. And here's another. There's a lot of people filming out today. Like, look at this guy. Like he's just filming out there too, which is pretty cool. I don't know. He looks more. That's a pretty good quality camera too that he's got. So I don't know what he's up to, but that's pretty awesome. And as you can see, the beautiful sun going on here. So yeah, there's a lot of people out and about. Obviously, it's a beautiful sunny day, to be expected. But I love seeing that though, because that's totally me. Like I'm out there. I'll get in the middle of the street if I have to, in a safe way, of course, to film to get the best quality footage. And there he is in the middle of in the middle of the road, on a safe place on the curb. But yeah, as I'm going through the different peripeties, if that's even a word, péripéties in French, like I'm going off on a bunch of different tangents at this current moment. So thank you for sticking with me and following those tangents with me. But yeah, so those are the plans, Sweet Louisa. What are your thoughts on that? How is Memphis, Tennessee? Is it still a dry town? I think they went dry for some reason, or somehow something happened with the liquor stores. Are we still dry in Memphis, Tennessee, or are the liquor stores still shut down? I think that was a result of COVID or something like that. Something happened with pertaining to alcohol access and consumption in good old Memphis, Tennessee. Gemma, who is actually Mariska's one of Mariska's great YouTube friends, is actually here with us, and she Now she lives in England, and they're still on lockdown, from what I understand, too. So in Montreal, things are getting a little bit freer, but they're starting to talk about a second wave already because the COVID cases are increasing. You can already tell that people are not being careful like they should be. Like, even when I wear a mask, even when I go to the grocery store, even if I'm outside, they just bring it to the car because you don't know. I mean, those people are in the store. If there's COVID in that store, there's a high possibility that they have that. But heading into the second lockdown, oh no, wow. Okay, so you're still in lockdown, but there's going to be a second lockdown. I'm assuming because there's more cases in England now. That's what they're talking about. Ontario and Quebec, those two provinces in Canada, they had reopened all the liquor stores a while back. Okay, awesome. So at least you're not dry. At least you can have a drink on a Friday night, or even a Sunday night when the mood takes you. Uh, to relieve some of that stress and just have a good time and just take it easy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I am known to have a glass of wine with dinner, à la européenne, in the European style, and also, on a Sunday night, I'll have a beer and just relax and put my mind in the spot where, okay, this we had a great weekend. Let's synthesize that. Let's process that, and let's move in. Let's get ready to move on to the new week. Um, so yeah, so they are talking, and I told Esnam's mom about it, about that news and that information, and we got to be ready. I hope they don't do it. The economy sure as hell can't take it. I mean, the Canadian economy is much more controlled by the government. I'm sure, just like in England. I got a small bottle of wine in the refrigerator and about 6 cans of beer out of 15. Hey, good for you. Enjoy. Yeah, I think it's good to have a little bit of a reserve too, because if there is a second wave and they do, against all common sense, fully shut down, then at least you have something to get you through. If that's your forte, those who don't drink, all more power to you. That's even better. But yeah, obviously all drinks in moderation. But it's good to have some around just in case you feel like taking the I don't want to say the edge off, but if you just feel like getting just relaxing, basically. It's getting too hot in the car, and it's not air conditioning weather, so I'm just cracking the window a little bit. But yeah, so that's what they're talking about here. People are becoming more and more relaxed. I mean, already there's a lot of personal space issues on the street in Montreal. And people walk on the sidewalks in a very entitled fashion, and that's Montreal is known for that in general. So that obviously with COVID, there were less people, but I noticed there's way more people on the roads now. There's way more people in the stores. And there's a lot more going on. So it's crazy. It's a little bit worrisome to see people not being as careful, people not taking it as seriously. At least in Montreal, I can't speak for other places, but yeah, I mean, I don't go into a store without a mask, and we're not allowed to now anyway. So Lisa says they never really stopped the grocery stores from selling beer, just wine for about 3 months. Okay, there you go. So at least you could get some hops and some beer libations. I wanted to say try to use some kind of big word, but that was a failed attempt on that. Yeah, so tonight I'm just taking it easy. I'm just gonna relax, and Esanam and I, I filmed Sweet Louisa. I think you're gonna like this too. Some Johnny Cash. I filmed, like, not a live stream version, but kind of a more polished version of Rose of My Heart, and Esanam kind of got involved in that behind the scenes that you'll see in the video. I also filmed Pain, which I'm gonna re-record that because I just don't, I'm gonna listen to the full version, but I think I could play the guitar a little bit better on that. So kind of knock that out of the park. Uh, any news, any big news on, in Memphis or in England? Uh, well stocked up though. There you go. My thing is, I'm out of masks. I'm using a reusable mask right now. I need to get more masks. They're super expensive now. And I think I bought 20 masks. Back in July, I bought 20 masks for 9.99. but then all of a sudden the price just shot up, and the same bag of masks costs $30. So the reusable, I've seen newer masks. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but masks where the ear loop, you actually have like a kind of like a backpack or a sleeping bag, some kind of grommet that like some kind of fastener that you can size it to the right size to your ear, so there's a better fit. I like those. I've seen those for kids, but I've also seen those for adults. So that's super cool. I definitely want to get into that. And I actually, in the beginning, I thought about getting a gas mask. I know David Macias, who's one of our subscribers and an all-around great guy. Also, he actually has a working gas mask. And Cody's Lab actually went into a store with a like basically a breathing unit. Cody is a really DIY kind of guy on Cody's Lab. He actually drank arsenic, and he's one of the reasons why I did that video, Dangerous Science, when I eat apricot pits. And it's true. If you eat too many apricot pits, it will kill you. But because it has arsenic in it, um, which is in the molecule of something called like vitamin B17, or which is not a real vitamin. But yeah, so he jerry rigged an air filter, basically kind of like a hazmat suit, like with filtered air. That he went to Walmart with that, and it's incredible. Like it's that kind of ingenuity, that stick-to-itiveness, that kind of mental fortitude. I love that. I love, because not everybody's thinking about doing it, and not everybody's brave enough to do that. And I just think that's absolutely beautiful to see a guy that does stuff like that. I think that's absolutely amazing and inspiring. And if I had the money and the tools, I would definitely do something like that. So Sweet Louisa says, I have 8 masks, and yeah, I don't want to get into an accident. My kids have, I can't see the number of masks your kids have, but from what you're telling me is you have a certain amount of masks left. Let me see if I can grab that. They have 6 unused masks, I think. I have 3. I don't want to take the chance of getting into an accident, but what I'm understanding is you have a small quantity of masks left, Sweet Louisa. Yeah, so basically yesterday, I edited the vlog. Esnam and I, we colored, we drew, we had fun. This morning, we did her homework because in first grade, obviously, you're getting more homework to do on a regular basis. She has a lot to work on her. She has a lot to work on her number 8 and some things, but she does an amazing job. The thing with Esnam, I think I've said this before, she's a perfectionist just like me. I've learned how to control that, but Esnam wants to get it perfect the first time, especially around daddy and I think mommy. And that's because she loves us and she holds our opinions to a very high level, and a very high, she has a very high esteem for what her parents think of her. And I can't speak for her mother, but what I can say for sure is that I always am extremely, I would like to believe that her mother is too, on the most part. There are some ways of raising a child that her mother and I disagree with, but I think all in all, I always try to be positive with Esanam and constructive, and definitely tell her what she does great, and definitely tell her that you're not going to get it perfect the first time. If you do, great. But even I, as her daddy, there's stuff I know that took me a long time to learn, and I had trouble writing letters and learning the alphabet when I was her age, so I can totally relate to that. And she's very hard on herself on those levels. She wants to do it perfectly the first time, and she's learning. So we took a little break when we needed to. She likes to chew on ice when she needs, like, just as for fun. So I gave her a couple like small like ice cubes. Like we have an ice cube tray where it makes very small flower shaped ice cubes, and she likes to suck on those or chew on those from time to time. Obviously, in a careful way. I had done a TikTok where I went off on how I felt about what Trump tried to do on items on terms of the app related rated NC-17 for very. Thank you for telling me. When it's just daddy, it's okay. for the NC-17. I think NC-17 is a lot more than bad language. That you're looking at Eyes Wide Shut territory, if you remember that movie with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise from back in the 90s. But yeah, I'm not getting beeped at. That's somebody to the side of me. We're in a two-lane highway. But yeah, so but you know what? It's hard because I don't want to get too far into politics. What I will say is I don't know the full story about TikTok. I can tell you for sure, 100%. You know, I think Trump has good intentions. I think he wants to protect the United States and the Secret Service and you know our information. And I think that I think that China, as a competitor of the United States and holding the amount of U.S. dollars that China does hold, I think there's stuff that we don't see in the higher spheres that we don't know about, right? So TikTok is a fun app, freedom of speech. I personally have I have my qualms with TikTok about the how fast it goes, how quick a video is over, just the attention span of young kids getting involved in that. I don't see anything wrong with doing it and doing it in moderation. What I do have a problem with, and I don't have all the information about it, so I can't speak to that. I don't know if Trump is right or wrong on any of those levels, but I don't know if Trump is right or wrong on any of those levels. But what I will say is, if he's right, and if the intelligence agencies are right, then we have to be super careful, because if they're gaining somehow intelligence, or even just kind of manipulating the system, and how people's attention spans and a whole generation of kids attention spans can be affected by that. It's kind of a form of you know kind of I and again, I think what I love, Luisa, and I've been telling the girl I've been getting to know better now. Trump was being made fun of on the app. He's a pure I guess you mean joke, right? Yeah, like those kind of. All I can say is like, uh, you know, I have my opinions about Trump that I will not fully express here, uh, because I don't think my our channel is the place to do that. But what I will say is, it's I want to dig deeper on you have to read the TikTok agreement. People don't read the agreement; they just click, okay, here we go. Um, I don't know, but I know if it represents a security risk, it's something to be looked into. And I also know that if it's something that could be used directly or indirectly to affect the attention span and the priorities of an entire generation, that's a discussion that needs to be had. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, sweet Louisa, you're absolutely wrong. I'm not going to tell you you're absolutely right because I don't know. I don't have that information, but what I do know is if it's something that needs to be looked into, it needs to be looked into. And I think if the powers that be are trying to ban it, obviously the powers that be make mistakes, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna, and Trump has its faults, but I just don't know. But what I love is that you have your opinion, I have mine, you have your say, and I have mine, and that's okay. We can still get along, we can still be friends, we can still, we say our piece. I really appreciate you putting what you have to say out there, and I really appreciate your comments. And yeah, I mean, what you said about your kids are doing online school. They occasionally have issues with their devices from time to time. Yeah, that's a big thing because with the homeschool. Well, I just want to finish up with the Trump thing. I don't know, but I know it's something that seems that it needs to be taken a deeper look at because people don't read the agreements. Like I remember there was an app, I forget which app it was, but they're taking your personal information and selling it to other companies. They're making money off of your personal information. There's a lot of information that's exchanged, and it's there are front companies for intelligence agencies that look perfectly normal, but their main goal is to gather information. I mean, let's just be real and say that that does exist, right? I'm not going to say TikTok does it because I don't know. But what I can say is, there are intelligence agencies and their main goal is to gather information. That's what the CIA is for. That's what the FBI is for. That's what I know that every single country, since there's been politics and wars and different countries, they've all tried to get an upper hand and a certain amount of extra knowledge about another country. Is TikTok doing that? I have no clue. I've never read the agreement. I'm not on TikTok. I don't think I'm ever going to be on TikTok. I just don't personally like that platform. It's too fast. I think it can really hurt a whole generation's attention span. I mean, we talk about the internet and frame rates and screen time. We're talking about that now. I think it's definitely to be used sparingly, sparsely. With whatever capacity. I mean, I think some of the techniques and their editing is kebela, beautiful. The capacity that you can do to edit a video, just a quick, punchy, really strong video. I'm looking at the way I'm parked, and I just want to get better. I want to park a little bit better. But yeah, so I mean, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move because I think I see an even better parking spot that's gonna allow me to be parked where I want to be parked even better. And what I always try to do is strategic parking, which means trying to park in such a way that nobody can park behind me or next to me or in front of me. So the less cars I have around, the better. The less of a chance because people are just not careful on the roads in general. But in Montreal, it seems that they take the cake as far as parking and driving. They don't. A lot of people who drive, unfortunately, don't see past their nose when they're driving. So while I'm just sitting there, I realized that there was an even better spot for me to take, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So, that being said, let me see what Sweet Louisa just said here. Sweet Louisa, Google is the main app that does that daily. All the different companies on various apps that buy and sells people's information to each other. That's how you end up getting ads sent to you. Exactly, exactly, and you're absolutely right about that. And they're kind of using a Trojan horse of saying that you can control the ads and stuff like that. And it's only to a certain degree. Like I listened to the New Jersey 1015 app on purpose because I want that Jersey perspective. I want that Anglophone perspective for me. That's me personally. I have nothing against French. I have nothing against anybody else. But I listened to it because it's all about New Jersey. It's all English. And then all of a sudden, because of the AdSense and because of the zoning and where you're at as far as the regions and your IP address where it's located, I started getting more recently French speaking advertisements in the middle of the app, like an app that's broadcasting everything that's broadcasting on New Jersey 101.5. They're broadcasting that, they're somehow infiltrating that and putting French advertisements and stuff like that into the app, which I think that's absolutely crazy. Like you're somehow interrupting an online broadcast and getting those more local. I try to get away from that because I want, it's a good escape. It's a good way to have another perspective and think, get outside the box. And I miss New Jersey. I miss a lot about New Jersey. So I totally get that. Like the AdSense is not foolproof. You're absolutely right. And that's the thing. Like, Google is an American company. Facebook is an American company. I totally get that. They're doing things they shouldn't be doing either. Absolutely. You're right, Luisa. Absolutely right. The thing is that, I think if I'm just putting myself in somebody else's shoes and playing the devil's advocate. I can see how they would protect their own companies, American companies, over this TikTok app, which is. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say that's right, that's wrong. I'm just telling you, like I can put myself in their shoes and say, yeah, maybe it's not right, maybe it's a little bit hypocritical to target that one app instead of all the apps and all the information that they gather and stuff like that. But that's it, they I could see why they would do that. Yeah, but I totally get it, Sweet Louisa. And yeah, Google. You want to talk about all the knowledge that they gather, all the algorithms and stuff like that? You're absolutely right. Um, yeah, like me, I have a different opinion of Trump. I'm going to be honest with you. Than I think he, again, I'm not going to get involved. I don't, it's not the place here. But just to let you know, I respect your opinion. I still love you as a YouTube sister and as a friend and as an amazing woman that I know you are. And we're allowed in this. At least the world is still free enough to where we're allowed to have different opinions, and that's okay. And I think we're both okay with that. But yeah, so at any rate, I've been home for a little while. I just wanted to continue on that thought. I really appreciate you, sweet Louisa, and I don't know who's still here, but it looks like Gemma might potentially still be here. But yeah, like again, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to end the stream now. Much love and respect. I'm going to be putting out the Johnny Cash video, in the coming week. Also, Snam and Snam filmed me, and we did. I'm trying to put together a little bit more serious video. I can't scream at a stuffed toy for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. It's funny as hell. It's silly. But I can't, my voice can't take it, and I can't afford to do it. And right now I have new neighbors upstairs that just had a baby. I don't want to bug them doing stuff like that. And that kind of content can only get you so far. So I still want to go with the funny, amazing content. I want to take it into a more serious route. And that's what we kind of filmed this weekend that I'll show you guys when the video pops up, maybe next week. But all that said, politics aside, YouTube aside, TikTok aside, I love you guys, and I mean that. And Snum sends you a big, socially distant, friendly hug from off the screen, even though she can't be on the screen. Brother Bill, great to see you. All right then, just dropped by to harass you. Well, you can harass me anytime with a thumbs up, brother. Take care. Keep on fishing. Love you guys. Much love and respect. Be safe. Have a great week. Louisa, if I was on TikTok, I would absolutely check out your TikTok rant. If you could post it to YouTube, I'd love to see it, because I love you as a human being. And you too, Bill and Gemma, if you're still here. All right, guys. My long-winded outro is coming to an end. Have a great rest. Have a great week ahead and a beautiful Sunday night. Much love and respect. Daddy Daughter Broadcasting signing off for now. Ciao, guys.